G'day everybody, and welcome back for some more Scrapyard modding. I've been thinking about a couple of things I wanted to add to the Scrapyard that I'll hopefully be able to have some fun with on Friday when I stream it again this week. Obviously last Friday with the update couldn't do it. Thanks Shadow for shutting down the Minecraft server, that's very helpful. But yeah, so there are two big things I wanted to add. One was an aircraft fuselage from a crashed, like, passenger airliner. So I was going to make up a fairly full passenger airliner and then take chunks of it and make more crashed plane bits, because I think that'll be cool. But the thing I really want to do is replace all of these sheds. So there are a couple of problems with these sheds. One, they've got a fairly large base on them, which just didn't end up working out as well as I hoped it would. But the really big problem with them is underneath here. So if we just copy this one because I'm going to break stuff. There. The really big problem is down here, because I have a hinge, and that hinge is putting small grid inside voxel when they spawn. And I don't want these lifted up on a ramp. I just don't feel like it looks like a real shed. So I started messing around with a concept, and I don't think this one is quite right. I'm going to have to change it. But the concept is spawning in something with two connectors and deleting the connectors just like I delete the battery. So if I do that, I get small grid conversion, but the small grids actually end up as a separate part to the large grid, which gives me a bit more freedom in how I can place stuff, but also will prevent the whole small grid being inside voxel thing, which I think should be pretty beneficial in terms of the amount of clanging and exploded stuff that people run into around the place. But it does mean I'm going to have to redo all the shed varieties and probably come up with some more. Hey! So hopefully that'll be helpful. Hey, Zockley! Long time, man. How's it going? Welcome, Raiders, and the king of all that is awkward in ending of videos. So let's start by figuring out how I'm going to get this connector in here better, so I can place the small grid connector on there and then start making shelves and things in here. So step one that I thought of before is actually getting rid of the battery and remote block from inside and trying to get them to be outside the shed. So if I get rid of that piece there, then I go and copy another one. I should be able to make this so that it'll spawn in with the large grid stuff, the small grid connector, and not exploding. Which will be a very nice change. It's obvious. Hopefully you're enjoying the Scrapyard play. I've been pretty happy with how people seem to be having some fun with it. What should I use as the floor of the shed? I think I might grab this white painted stuff as my floor again. I think I liked it. So if I do this, I've got 6 blocks to work with, and I should be able to grab a... Where have I got my connector on my hotbar? Here. Grab a connector, put it there, then... This will be the tricky part. It's getting a small grid connector to hook up to it. There we go. And switch lock. Get rid of these bits. I have a thing that I can attach stuff to. There's one downside I can see in my plan here, though, is if for some reason the deletion doesn't happen, these sheds are going to look real wonky. Really, really wonky. Because for me to be able to, say, build a shelf in here out of small grid, I'm going to need to use little batteries and make a line of them and have them delete themselves as well. Yeah, I should probably make a copy paste of the basic one so I can work from that, because I think that's the design I'm going to work from. In fact, let's get a ramp out the front just so there's a nice transition to the ground with all of these. So that was one design I wanted to do, and then there's another basic design I wanted to do. And despite these earlier sheds having the 45-degree sloped roofs, I think I'm going to leave them all with the 22.5s, because it does look nicer. But I want to have a door on the side for some of them and a door on the end for some of them. So let's fix that up. No, Tommaso, a warhead would not work here. A warhead would destroy the shed. I don't want the shed destroyed, I just want certain blocks deleted. Nope, not that one. There we go. No, I don't want a warhead going off either, because then you just come across a big crater and you're like, why? Why crater? Mag plates do not let you add locked grids to a blueprint, Beer Seeker. And nor do they work in the... I don't think they work in copy-paste either. But they definitely don't work in a blueprint. There we go. 2 bases of sheds. Tommaso, the Y on a crater relates somewhat to don't cause massive voxel deformations unless they're really important because of lag reasons. So I try not to do any damage to voxels with most of my MES mods because it's not nice for performance. Shed, side, template, and shed, and template. Cool. So now I just have to think about what things I actually want to put in these. Because obviously things like this engine and hydrogen tank I quite liked. Oh, actually I should probably test to make sure this works. That's what I should probably do. Here we go. Where Plushie at? There we go. Copy, F11, export, time to annoy Black Shadow with how I misuse VS Code. Stop, don't do it, no. Alright, data, prefabs, ads. Oh yeah, I should probably stop the prediction that was running before, since we are not going to get to an ending of that. Export, grab that. Probably have this over here. So pop the shed in there, then I want to add this to my sheds list and probably delete my whole previous one, but I'll just add it for now. Don't worry, Shadow. While what I'm doing now might annoy you, what I'm about to do next is going to annoy TFA. So I've added that to my structures list. Then I'm going to change my spawn conditions profile. And don't need that up. My spawn conditions are going to change from rival AI spawns to planetary installation spawns. Because this means I don't have to rely on random gen for creating the stuff that I wanted to create, which is what I've been doing when I've been testing, and this is much, much quicker. Yeah, cool. All right, let's test this. Diction of shed blammo. The shed won't blammo. Because the small grid will be created as a static grid. Oh, hang on. I'm a dum-dum. I didn't do a thing. There's a thing that needs to be done. I didn't rename the connectors to be deleted. Forgot a step. An important step. Again. Because I want these connectors to be gone when this spawns in. So basically my idea is I'm going to create small grid furniture that spawns inside these sheds that ends up looking a lot like the small grid furniture that I put outside the little camper van here. So I can have stuff like that in there and have little bits of blocks and whatnot. See? 11. Export it again. Paste it over the top. Whoops, wrong one. Try that again. Let's get rid of the end template because I don't want that in there. So I don't really want the templates in here at all, but I just want to do this for testing. Okay, now that's better. Yeah, Vox. I was thinking I might put mag plates on the bottom of some of the stuff that drops just to lock it down so that there aren't small grids clattering about, causing performance problems as well. Because I think that'll be helpful. Build Scrapyard test mod. There we go. Hey, how's Pekka here? How's it going? The sounds of grids booting up. Yeah, all those engines starting to run as I fly over that bit. Gets a little intense. Kaneda, I wouldn't use the Duct Grate mod by Sectan. I would use the one that he released this morning, which is the Duct Grate Door mod. So the Sectan's released a mod already that replaces the Duct Grate for the Willis ducts. Go away. Spam callers. That replaces the Willis Duct Grate with an actual door that's got physics, which is cool. Right. /mes dot spawn planetary installation dot this. Entity list. Shed side template. Will it delete? Aha! We have plushies loosed on the ground, and they are apparently head heavy. Interesting. But it works. It 100% works exactly as I thought it would. Oh yeah. Sweet. Okay, I can start designing sheds. What? I don't want to exit. What am I doing? The floating doesn't matter for now. The floating only... I'll only deal with the floating once I've made the extra sheds. Oh, I think I need to make another variant on the shed. Where I've got the connector in the middle so I can put shelves at both ends. Perfect. Alright. Part of me wants to just delete these existing sheds and not even look inside them and make entirely fresh, fun ones. No. I can't put the connector on the battery outside because then I'd need a hole in the wall. Because the battery and the wall are... Actually, yeah, yes, you could do that, sort of. If I put the connector outside and I move the wall to the inside block and then connect through the wall, that can work. I want to do that, though. The sheds are meant to kind of look similar. They're meant to be like mass-manufactured garden sheds. They're not meant to be specifically unique. It was a way to have something that at a distance you don't know what it contains, which I think is good. Yeah, prefabs, exactly. Let's move these templates over here in front of the old templates. And I am just going to delete the existing ones, make entirely fresh ones. I don't want these ones anymore. Alright. I don't want to make... So, Tommaso, the downside of a barn is then I've got the same... Like, I've got the hangers for that. I may make a barn. I want to work on this right now. I don't want to work on that. See you, Shadow. So. The aim of today is to replace the existing one, not make new things. Because the existing ones are causing problems. Everything is owned as an enemy UFO. Alright. End shed. So, what I probably want to do is maybe I want to make some prefab shelves that I can paste in there as well. Don't know why I'm doing it this way. This was totally unnecessary. So the shelves should probably start with landing gear on the bottom so that they do lock down. I think it'll be better, though there is part of me that kind of wants them to sometimes tip over. Dokie. What? Interesting. I didn't realize there was no attachment on the side of these. So the uprights are going to have to be... That's annoying. That's really annoying. Maybe I'll do this instead. So what I'm realizing is that I'm going to have the landing gear like this on the bottom, which is not the way I was intending. I was hoping they'd be able to get work. Maybe a little thing like this would do. I'll test out some different armor patterns on this as well. Maybe if that was darker, it wouldn't be so bad. I think maybe a mix of rusty and heavy rust. I'm sure Capac, I presume Capac's streaming at some point today, but it's only 10 AM. He's rarely up by this hour. I don't normally do anything co-op with Capac on a Monday. And it is Monday for me. Let's get rid of those. Where on earth are my landing gear? There they are. So that's sort of my idea for shelving. Then I can put 3 rows of stuff that should be able to spawn in most places. Wood might work here. Let's see. I'm gonna need a... darkish... Oh, that is not what I meant to click. I hate the defaults is right above OK. Ugh. I do that so many times. Actually, wood almost looks nicer, doesn't it? Curly Juice, this is building some shelving to go inside my sheds to spawn as part of my Scrapyard mod. So that people can find shelves. Maybe I'll just make the horizontals out of the wood. Oh yeah. That could work. Yeah. Thought of that just as Beerseeker says it in chat. Bulls never differ or something. Alright, cool. That can be my basic... basic shelf unit. Just quickly do this. And then we delete this. Because then I can paste that as a shelf. And then put stuff on it. Just want to make sure I have, in fact, changed the names. I have not on this one. So I'm going to be copy-pasting this later. I don't want all of them to have to be lacking the delete this block thing. Oh yeah, the plastic textures one I haven't checked out for the shelves as well. Plastic. Looks a bit fresh for me. Definitely works in the right environment, but here I think it's a bit too fresh. This is meant to be Tetanus Town. Okay, so starting with, have I named this one as well? Let me just check. Yes, alright. Starting with this one. First shed I want to replace is the one with the hydrogen engine in it. Yes, trouble in Tetanus Town, exactly. So my linking blocks need to be these small batteries because they're deletable. Let's grab a shelf. And we'll go under. I think it's not going to let me place these. Because it's going to collide with the roof. Dang. That's really annoying. I have to build these custom each time. Replace the uprights with unbuilt. Maybe. They can only be 4 blocks high. That's annoying. Alright. Wait, that's as tall as the other one. Weird. Oh, but I'm not going to be able to fit anything on the top shelf. Maybe I will do this. Select the correct blocks. I'm going to make these 1 block shorter. Like so. There. Part of me wants to not have the landing gear. But yeah, that works. That'll drop down, lock to the floor, and then we've got a bit of a shelf. I think it'll look alright as you walk in. Let's go grab that wood texture. And I'll try grinding down the uprights and see if having it in a rusty wireframe looks better, because I suspect it will. And of course I paint the thing behind it. Oh. Oh. Oh, I just realized something. My template has all these brackets as shiny and I want them rusty. What's the best way to get into modding Space Engineers? Find a mod that you want to make that's really easy to make and make it. Like my Searchlight mod. That was just a simple little XML edit. Just quite straightforward. Painting small parts. I think I've got the... Wait, have I got the paint mod? I might do. That might make it a bit easier. Might indeed. Once I've gotten through the tutorials for the automatons update, I do have a modding tutorial, like a how I got started in modding tutorial, that I've got most of the concepts down pat for. So hopefully that'll be a thing that'll come out in the next little while. Which will basically be an intro to folder structure for mods in Space Engineers. In reality. Hopefully that will work. Yeah, I think this does look better with these in build state. Oh yeah, I could have used the... I wonder whether these will work. Not those. These. Which do you guys reckon looks better, the I-beams or the build state? I'm leaning more towards the I-beams, actually. It does look overbuilt for what it is, yes. Alright. It's a mixed response. Beams. So go which one? Oh, hang on. I can't use the armor plates as build states because they can't connect to the landing gear, unfortunately. Better or worse? Kind of indifferent. It just makes it a little more boring because there aren't the different angles. Yes, Vox, I'm 100% sure. There is no edge attachment point. on the landing, on the mag plates. I was looking at it a few minutes ago, and it was not working. Although I say I'm 100% sure, this could well be a moment like when I, apparently during the testing video stream, managed to set the lights to off on both states on something and then blamed the game. So, you know, I could have stuffed it up. Yes, you do use the edge on the armor plate, Vox. That is exactly what you do. Because the plate gets put down like that, and then you're trying to put a plate on the edge, and it doesn't attach. See? Does not work. Because the mag plate has an attachment on the side, but not on the top edge. Well, that does give me another idea. Oh, I won't attach the shelf. Dang it! I was about to use these as the shelf sides, but that doesn't work because then the shelves would have to be thick. What I kind of want to do is actually have both types of shelves. Because it's a pretty mixed pole. Then I can just vary up which ones have what. Don't have to just stick to one. Oh. Huh. I probably should have checked that before, shouldn't I? I-beam doesn't attach to it anyway, so we can't use it regardless, which is sad. Alright. Decision made for us. Cool. Let's copy the shelf. See if I can paste it inside here now that I've got these batteries over this side. I have grabbed this at the wrong spot. Let's try that again. Oh, I need another battery. That's what I need to do. No? Why aren't you look? What is up? Oh, dum-dum. What am I doing? That's what I needed. Wait, no, what? Huh? Oh, dear. Yep, it's a half block. Yep, that's why it can't attach there. Oh, come on. Really? You won't let me paste you there? Oh, I don't want to have to manually make these every time. It's a bit pain. Looks like I have to, though. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Have an idea. Maybe I just have to place the landing gear every time. Yes! Winner. Aha! Nice, nice, nice. Alright, so we got a couple of shelves in there, and then what I was thinking of doing was popping the engine and tank over in the corner here. Oops. So what I'd done before was engines. Huh? What is that colliding with that it doesn't like? Well, this works too. And we'll go with... And where's my exhaust? I want to check, do these spawn in creative mode with anything in them? Ah, 100% filled. Cool. So there we go. We got a little engine in here that's arguably portable. And we've got a couple of shelves which I can put some scrap on. Oh, and these are small grid too. Oh. Interesting. Huh. Anyway. Enough distraction from me. Let's get some white painted thing. A small cargo container down. Some wheels over here. And maybe that's enough. Functional engine, and that's what you find in this one. So we go control panel, and I need to rename all of these batteries to delete this block. Which means I should probably add one of those renaming mods to the save, because I'm probably going to need to do a lot of this. But I think finding a shed like this is going to be a dramatic improvement over the existing ones. But we'll find out. Info. NPC-scrapyard. Shed. Long. Oh, one. Okay. I think I just renamed the small grid. Rename the large grid. Will be fun making this shed of Capac like this. Yes, it will. It will indeed. So we should now be able to copy F11, export, and let's test this one out before I get too excited and make too many more of these things. We'll get rid of the shed template. Shed long. Oops. And over here. There we go. That should be everything. If this works, this is going to open up so many other opportunities for doing little decorative pieces in all of these builds, because I don't need to necessarily do them with spawning in an extra small grid. I can add little elements like this to lots of the stuff if I decide to go down that rabbit hole. Because I think that will be a rabbit hole in which I get lost for a long, long, long time. The Fool, I would love to just have the Capac shed have loose plushies, but the number of grids that would add and the performance hit might not be great. I suspect I'll still use 1 or 2 loose ones anyway, though, when I get around to doing that one. I suspect I'll have a few on the shelves and then some loose on the ground too.
Fuel critical.
Distant Splitsy, getting myself a
No
drink.
Energy.
Do. Hey. Look at that. Not sure I really want to have these landing gear, but I think for performance reasons it is definitely better to have them. This is a lot more stable than it would be without all of those bits in there. The engine is not locked, no. I'm okay with that. Thank you, Percy. It's great. Thank you for 17 months. Any progress on building a Capac automaton yet? Pretty sure the dead bodies are pretty much a Capac automaton, aren't they? So, for those wondering about deletion, to play the Scrapyard mod, you must be playing with trash cleanup off. Yeah, no trash cleanup. Because I use a lot of unpowered grids. Alright, this needs to drop... How far? Probably 7.5 meters. So what we're going to do is go this -8. Reload and try spawning it again. Yeah, if I'd tried to build around the idea of leaving trash cleanup on, I was going to be in a big bit of a trap where I had to put power on everything, and it was just going to make it... It was going to limit my creative options in terms of design of the scrap that you find too much.
Fuel critical.
So I didn't want to do that.
No energy.
Here we go. Now the shed's at a more normal height. Obviously, the player will never get here before those bits get deleted. Or they shouldn't. Be unlikely. Actually, unless you're playing with a speed mod, I don't think it's actually possible. They get deleted within 10 seconds, and these spawn a minimum of 1.8 Ks away, so at 100 meters a second you can't get there. I am happy with this. And we've got loot. The loot is working. Which of the new non-AI blocks do you think I'd use in assertive acquisitions? All of them. All of them. There are so many good decorative blocks. Literally all of them. Okay. Alright. One shed. Done. Spawns at the right height. I could possibly lower it a little bit. I might drop it down another 10 centimeters. But let's go back to the build one and see what other sheds I'm going to design before I design a plane. Do you have a shelf made out of mag plates and have components spawn on them? There's not much point doing that, Lohan. So raw components won't lock. Well, I think they may lock, but they'll get deleted anyway because they're floating objects, whether they're locked down or not. I'm pretty sure they count as floating objects. But when you've got a shelf designed like I've done them, I can place blocks directly on the shelf, so there's no need to have mag plates and have them as separate grids and add that complexity. It'd be nice for the plushies, though, because then you could have the plushies spun around. But, you know, that's a very small benefit. Hello, Fox. No, you're not too late. You missed the Minecraft bit, but this is the Space Engineers bit of this stream. By plane, am I talking small, recreational, commercial airliner fuselage is what I'm planning on doing. That's what I'd like to do. Let's go do another one of these long ones. And I am going to delete this one because this is the one I've duplicated now. What's inside here? Just a plain old battery. Boring. What's inside here? Oh, the survival kit. Okay. Yeah, we can have some fun with that. Let's do a survival kit. Oh yeah, Dragnon. I also, at some point, am going to include at least part of your harvester here. I definitely, in part of the farm bits, want to have this front part findable. Because it looks so deadly, it's cool. Hito, I've actually got a hard copy version of Space Engineers for PC. I bought it purely to have one. Because I couldn't help myself. And when I when I asked my partner, she was like, yeah, of course you should get that. I was like, I was stunned. I was not expecting support in my deciding to collect something random like that. But I did get it, so I was like, okay, I'm doing it then. Yeah, there used to be a hard copy for PC. They're kind of difficult to find now. Yeah, Eisen, Space Engineers is not the way you introduce someone to gaming who's never played games before. That's a bad idea. That's not gonna work. I'm laughing. Let's get rid of that and get my survival kit. That's not survival kit. My survival kit. There's survival kit. Okay. So, finding a survival kit. Let's connect to the front instead, because I think that will look better and allow me to build some supports on the side. Do 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 do. Now, I kind of want to build legs for this, but I think I might do them out of. Might use the beams. Why do I keep hitting 9 instead of 8? Silly brain. Doing the wrong thing. Let me place the third one. No. Okay, this might... Just leave it at this height. How about like that? Kind of did want to make it have a bit of space underneath it, so I'm going to do that. I like the idea of it being slightly lifted off the ground. So for those bringing up game suggestions, my other half does not play games at all. Open to the concept, does not do it. I think the most likely situation where I'd get her to be able to get her to play games would be once Toby's old enough and he wants to play games. Because then she'll feel like she's left out when the two of us go off and do stuff. So that might give the inspiration to come and do it. Go and play with both of us. Now let's try and tidy this up a bit so I've got as few as possible to rename. Honestly, though, anything... I'm just happy I've got someone who's so supportive of what I do. Anything else is just gravy beyond that. That's what I want. Ah! This might be easier to build with Spectator. Oh, since someone brought up The Sims, I am going to be I'm going to find it extremely difficult not to have a serious look at Life by You when it comes out. The Sims-like game from Colossal Order. Was it Colossal Order? I think it might be. Am I misremembering? Oops. Okay, that doesn't work. Oh, is it just Paradox? Or is it... Oh, it's just Paradox. It's not Colossal Order as well. Thought it might have been the Cities Skylines, but it's just Paradox. But either way, I mean, knowing it's Paradox means it's going to be the same as The Sims in terms of the way the DLC works, but... yeah. Oof. Your partner has stopped gaming around our children because they started correcting her. That's not how Dad does it. This is how Dad does it. Oh. Ouch. Yeah, that's not that's not how. Oh, backseat gaming from your kids. What a thing to look forward to. Grab the shelf. So I'm going to try and make these have shelves and stuff in all of them, even if it's mostly in there for just having a shelf there. Too close to the wall. Well, drat. He's stuck in place like this. Let's grind these down. Cool. We have a shelf. We have a survival kit with one med component in it, and you know what? Let's put some random small conveyors on there. And maybe a rusted out old gyro. There we go. I think that works. We're gonna have the batteries, and then we got a nice option here, I think. What else can I put in these sheds? What other blocks do I want to put in? I suppose having a shed with a random shed that can show up with one thruster in it would probably not be a bad idea as well. Because I don't have thrusters in any of the sheds yet. And at the moment, the only way you get thrusters is on some of these grids. And I might need to make them a bit less lucrative. Particularly this one with the 3 Atmo thrusters is a bit much. I don't mind the planes having them, because the planes are pretty rare, as they're their own separate spawn type. But having a truck, I don't know. May not matter. Hundreds of data pads with all of the B-movie script. Oof. Are there any with vending machines? No, but you can make vending machines. I don't think I removed them. Or did I? Maybe I did. I might have. I don't remember. Not sure I'd expect to see a shed with a vending machine in it, though. I need to rename this, both the large grid side and the small grid. Zero 2. The reason I renamed the small grid part as well is because it's helpful when you're looking at an entity list, because often the see, as you can see here, the small grid part is larger, so it's the bit that shows up in the entity list, although in this case, because they're connectors, both show up. So it makes it easy for cleaning up. Block weapons are intentionally left unlocked because they get destroyed so easily. If there was any combat that you were actually getting into regularly, you'd just lose all your weapons and then not be able to get into combat for another 6 hours while you're hunting down more turrets. That's not fun. Well, I probably should have the vending machine in one of the service stations, that's true. Okay. Done the survival kit one. Let's get rid of that. Let's have a look at some of these and see what inspiration they give. O2H2 gen and medium cargoes. I'm going to need to put in some. Oh, I also got to do this. Grind down random bits. It's part of the reason these things look so uniform is that they're not rusty at all. There we go. Do I have any ice shacks? No. Medium cargoes and O2H2 gen. Alright, let's grab this side entry one. And to make it clearer which ones are which, let's rotate you like that. No, Dragnon, I've fixed the ice loot problem, so I'm not worried about the ice anymore. Ice is now appearing in the loot. I'd messed something up, and it's now fixed, so you get ice in the O2H2 gens. Broke, the unknown signals should only blow up if you haven't pressed the button. If you press the button, they don't blow up. At least that's how it's supposed to be. Let's go medium cargo in the corner for this one. Huh. No. I'm going to stick with these as my connection piece. I was about to put larger batteries in because I'd have fewer blocks, but if they survive, then you've got a whole bunch of large batteries. So I'm like, nah, let's not do that. Where are my cargo containers on my hotbars? My hotbars in this save are a horrific mess. They're just all over the place. Hotbars are a hot mess, yes. There's part of me that wants this to just be exactly what's in here. There's also a part of me that wants to make two options for this one. One that has a tiny turret. Cargo container. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. This could be fantastic or terrible. I'm not sure. What if... this. Bit battery. Rotor. Ah. Give me in. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Where are fixed guns? Where are my fixed guns at? Yeah. I'm sure there's somewhere there, and I'm sure I went past it several times. I wonder if this is going to work. Will this work? If we set up our azimuth on the rotor, we set up our aiming radius. Where's aiming radius? Little weapon, aiming radius. Something nice and small. I don't want it to shoot at you from too far away. Tempted to make it not target grids and only target players. I'll leave it for now. And that's it. That's the turret. Yeah, maybe only players. Maybe only players. Okay, now I go through and I rename all of the other batteries to delete this block. Basically what I wanted to make was a bad turret. I wanted to see what would happen if I made it out of small grid like this. May need to increase the deviation. Yeah. Okay, 15 degrees. So it's going to have pretty bad aim as well, which I think is good. We want it to have bad aim. Yeah, it's a scrap turret, exactly. And I'll make two versions of this, one with the turret, one without. Yay. That should be everything. Copy that. Export, and let's test this one out. I want to test this one. So, we have shed long. We have shed wide. And then we test. Oh, that's no good, Sif. I didn't have any issues playing Icarus yesterday. Don't know when I didn't think there was a patch this morning, but maybe there was. But yeah, I didn't have any issues playing Icarus over the weekend. So hopefully not. If you're getting freezes every 15 seconds or so. Oh yeah, don't forget about using the new blocks as decorative bits. Yeah. Good point, Edric. Because players need to be able to find some of the new programmable blocks and also the lights, the full block lights are quite useful as just decorative scrap as well.
Fuel
Yeah.
critical. No energy.
Let's... Oh. Hello? Oh, hello. Huh. I think I'm untargetable. Oh, it doesn't have ammo, does it? And I don't have jetpack. Okay. Well, first off, let's fix this by lifting it up maybe 10 meters. Go back into my build world. Give it some ammo. Because, yeah, it probably doesn't target without ammo. Now, for the weapons in the Scrapyard mod, they are not intended to destroy the player's stuff. They're meant to just be a thing to make you have a bit more caution and surprise when you're exploring. So instead of always knowing, oh yeah, I can just go grab this stuff, sometimes you'll be like, hang on a second. I need to cautiously approach this thing and not put myself directly in line. Just because I think doing that adds some interest without really threatening anything that you've got, especially given that this isn't going to shoot at grids, it's only going to shoot at players. And most people will probably be moving around with their survival kit, so it'll just be a case of respawn. Oh, you rotten thing, I'm going to grind out your bottom, sort of thing. Zorvius, in the latest version of the Scrapyard scenario, I have put in the no lightning mod because to lightning. Actually, I don't know if that noise that I just made even comes through on the mic because of NVIDIA Broadcast. Okay, it did. Good. Yeah, I think it trims some of that. Alright, let's copy this again. And let's get it into the photo. Let's get rid of that so I just have one I'm using. And let's go lift this up to 1 meter. Sounded like a muffled sneeze. Yes. I believe I've heard it referred to on American TV as blowing a raspberry. Or making a fake fart sound. Both work, I guess. Who hasn't heard that noise while squishing raspberries? I definitely haven't.
Fuel critical.
Oh yeah, definitely hear it a lot from
No
Toby.
energy.
Squirty newborn farts. Oh, this is slightly in the ground. It needs to go higher. Hello? Seriously? Yeah, I'm targetable. Oh, hold up. Hold up. I think I know what's wrong here. Might be wrong. I think my lack of power might be making me invisible, or is that only against Lucas's stuff that it makes you invisible? I can't make batteries. Can I make any form of power source? No. I can spawn in a ship that has it, though. What's the door on this thing? There it is. There's a bed up here. There we go. Power! Thanks, Tap. Thanks for the Prime sub. The skins not appearing at low levels of detail, i.e. when you are far away from them, is a vanilla bug, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Fuel critical.
Any chances to make an all-scrap version of this mod? No. To be blunt, no. I am focusing on making a vanilla one, and that's it. Oh, I didn't enable the AI. There we go. Oh, I'm a dum-dum. Oh, hang on. I might delete all the grids and save this again while I've got some power. Do. Let's turn that on. Omentep, the skins will depend probably on your graphics settings. The reason mine disappear further away is I've got my model detail set to extreme, which means that it almost never uses LODs. But you can see, if you look at my sheds, the ones that are further away have a normal skin. You can even see it on these two next, and then the skin pops in. Pops out. Pops in. It's a known vanilla bug. I'm not sure what they're doing about it. Power controller. Enable AI. There we go. Good morning, Capac. What are your plans for today? He's not in chat. I mean, he's not in voice, but he's in chat. But yeah, I think that bug would probably show up if you had... Oh, my model block quality is only high. That should be extreme. Does extreme get rid of it? Yes, it does! Oh, that's right, yeah. So extreme doesn't use LODs at all. So bonus. Hey, Capac, how's it going?
Yo.
What are your plans for today?
I was going to do some more Dark Tides. I wasn't expecting you to still be streaming.
Yeah, I wanted to get a bit of work done on the Scrapyard mod. If you wanted to join me, you could probably do some design of some things with this.
Where's that? Have you got weird chains of batteries around?
So, let me show you how this works. So this grid, when it spawns in, let's copy and export it because I've updated it. Oh, no, I grabbed this wrong bit. Hang on. Let's try that again. So the way this works is those batteries get deleted when it spawns in. Copy that. No, we don't copy that. Cut that because I don't want them hanging around in there. Place. Menu. But yeah, if you want to join me and help me design some of these, if you're in the mood for Space Engineers builds.
Probably not right now.
Fair enough. Then let me just show you in the test. Maybe I should rope you in one of these one day for some of this. Because you're good at doing these little things. Like I've got an RV that has deck chairs that spawn outside it.
Okay.
So when you walk up to it, you see a little scene of like deck chairs and there's an awning on the side of it that's made out of a solar panel.
See.
Yeah. poop. I forgot to do a thing. Let's make this go a little bit higher. Probably by... Yeah, we'll go another half meter higher. But yeah, I've been figuring out some ways to add some little bits of extra, like those mini story elements and just little fun bits like that, even within the large grids, which have been working great. It has been very fun to design. And when this loads, I can show you how this works.
Fuel critical.
Let's spawn one in. So it spawns in with all this stuff.
Okay.
And then after 10 seconds, they get deleted. And we now have a large grid shed with some small grid blocks inside it.
I see.
And in this case, a small grid turret. Seriously? That doesn't have any ammo? Why? I bet this is off too. It is. What?
But if that's just like a free floating unwelded cargo container, won't it just get cleaned up?
So for the scenario, you have to have trash cleanup off for it to work.
Fair enough.
I did save the changes, Beer Seeker. I apparently didn't copy the right grid or something. Weird. I don't know what I did wrong there, because I exported it. Yes, that would be a free turret and free battery. You can make buttons, Newell. Zorvius, I want you to not be able to hack large grid batteries without losing power cells. That's deliberate design. But the thing I am going to change is hopefully make it so you can find a few more power cells in things. Enable AIs on. There's inventory in the Gatling gun. Oh, ding ding, Capac.
Apparently so.
Once again.
I guess it's kind of on topic.
Oh, I didn't delete the SBCB5. That's what went wrong. Ugh. That's why it didn't work.
It's my family talking about rocket launchers.
Right. I didn't delete the cached, properly spawned in version of the thing. That's why, yeah. Annoying. Test. But yeah, it's going to be difficult for me to find the right balance with the power cells because I want batteries to feel rare. I don't want, like, I want it to feel special when you have batteries, but there are plenty of engines out there. So you can use the engines if you don't have enough power cells to use a battery yet. And then you can grind down all the engines and put those power cells into batteries. That's kind of the way I've been imagining it. But yeah, if everything's easy to get, nothing is fun to find. Okay. Am I going to get shot? Yep.
How much ammo can the gun hold?
A lot, but it's only going to hold one thing because I don't. This isn't a combat mod. This is a fun way to find to get a jump scare.
Can you avoid the gun by crouching?
No, but I probably could make it so that's possible.
It's at like head height and it can't tilt down.
Oh,
So
it might not hurt you.
Yeah. I was just wondering if it could actually, maybe when you're like further away from it, but when you get close, it might not be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, you might actually be right. Cool. That's actually cool. That's perfect. Like, the bullets are going straight over my head. They're not hitting me.
The hitboxes can be funny sometimes.
They can be, but if the bullets are going over my head, that means they aren't hitting me. Because that's how Space Engineers works. Yeah. Cool. I'm happy with that as that. I want it to shoot, but yeah. That's excellent. Because I really like the idea that if you notice the turret and you crouch, you keep yourself alive, and then you can sneak up to it and grind it down. Like, that's a fun turret to take out because you can figure out how to foil it. Yeah.
Extreme limbo turret.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm really happy about that, actually. If it didn't shoot over my head, I was going to make it so that it would not be it wouldn't shoot over. Yes. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, so good. So, Kabak, any ideas of what I can put in a shed?
Lawnmower.
Oh. How would you make a lawnmower in Space Engineers?
Oh, I thought you were talking about real life.
No. Can I make something that looks like a lawnmower?
Hold on. With the new saddle cockpit, you might be able to make like a ride-on lawnmower.
Oh, you might be able to, actually. I think you've struggled to make it the right size, though, because the saddle cockpit is still pretty big. Because, yeah, a normal-sized lawnmower is probably like a single block like that. And then making the handles out of... This will look weird. Although...
You could use like the half-sloped armor panels.
Gonna get that to attach. I go and put a panel here.
Oh, hold on. If you make it...
Oh wait, not out of that.
If you make it 4 of those armor half blocks as the base, you could use like cameras or something as wheels.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm just checking something. So if I use these, this actually gets to that. So even if I had just the single thing, It just looks like a seat. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not convinced I'm going to be able to make a decent looking mower.
well, just import one from Icarus.
I reckon I'd be able to do a better job of that sort of mower than the sort of mower I was trying to build. So the sort of stuff I've had in the sheds previously is like shelving, little turret, large cargo container, that sort of thing. Other shelves with blocks on them so you can find those blocks, which I'm obviously going to need to make a bunch of so that there are a whole bunch of different blocks to be found in these. At a workbench.
Yeah,
there is one with a bit of a
I was just
workbench.
thinking about workbenches.
Where's the workbenchy one? Not that one. I mean, there's also the creepy one. I got a chuckle out of you. Perfect. Here we go, workbench.
Boy.
With some scrapped drone parts on it.
Oh, yeah?
That are actually parts from ACS drones. But now
Ooh,
that
you
I'm doing it
could-
differently, I can do a much better bench.
You could have one that's got like a scaffold with like a suspended drone.
Do you mean... I'm not sure what you mean.
Like when you get like a car up on one of those lift things to work on the underside.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think I'd need to make some larger sheds. I may do. I know people have been asking me for them. I may try and make a bigger shed that's somewhere in between the hangars and the sheds. Something more like a farm barn sort of thing. Yeah, I've got like a little portable engine and things. I think this is going to be a game mode that once I've got enough content for it, you're going to have a lot of fun playing. Because it's kind of like Scavenger Hunt, except stuff is random and exploration is constant.
Well, everybody these days is obsessed with making their shed off-grid by putting batteries and solar panels in it.
Another plushy filled shed with saboroids. Maybe. Maybe. Now, I wasn't sure when Capac was going to show up today, so I had talked about making a plain fuselage, but I may do that at a later stage instead. Capac, do you want to start your stream so I can raid you?
Sure.
I'm going to call it here because I should probably spend some time working on the AA edit for this week. As I'm also doing an additional recording this week, and I'm going to also try and do another tutorial for the weekend, so probably don't want to spend my entire day streaming. I'm going to keep working on these sheds intermittently, slowly replacing the ones that are in the scenario at the moment, and I will definitely work on a plain fuselage. Because I think having something like that would be quite cool as a wreck. But yeah, so there's a new thing that I'm going to record that is, at this stage, 5-player co-op. I won't be releasing the videos straight away. We're going to get a few recordings under our belt before we do that. But look for that on the main channel in the coming weeks, and I will let you know more detail about it soon. But Capac, I hope you're live. Maybe?
Yep. I'm on my pre-streamy thing.
Cool. But I'll be back tomorrow morning with an undecided game first, early, and then Icarus with Capac after that. So there's all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see you then. But for now, let's go spend some time with Capac.
Catch you right now, everybody.
Yes, indeed.
Hold on. I need to do a poll.
A poll for what?
For which which character I'm going to play today.
Radio. I'll see you all later. Bye.